Yeah, so this year I'll be offering integrated ACT prep online services, something I haven't been able to do before, but it lends itself to me being able to work with the students across the country nationally. So um, uh, it's a very robust program. So as ACT and SAT prep, I'm excited about that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jack and Terry Show. Our special guest today is Juandalynn Heslop. She is a community leader. She is known as the scholarship lady. Most people around here know her in that way. She's helped a lot of children, students, get scholarships to fund their college education. Wish I'd have met her back when I had some kids going to school. I could have used Juandalynn's service at that time. She's also a member of the Legacy Foundation here in Hardin County and a member of Girl Power Strong in San Antonio, Texas. Juandalynn, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, I'm with my co-host, Jack Conakey, the granddaddy of all small businesses in Radcliffe. Jack, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Terry. Good to see you, Juandalynn.
Good to see you.
Now, Jack, it's been many years since we've really given much thought, and at least in our case, to getting kids ready for school. But fortunately, there are people that help with that. And today we have Juandalynn on. She's very experienced in that area. And she's going to be on the show today to talk about a few things involving getting back to school. Primarily, we're focused on folks going into their junior and senior year. So, Juandalynn, why don't you start us off and maybe just offer some tips and suggestions on some ways that juniors and seniors can start to get ready?
Yeah, so, juniors and seniors really should be taking advantage of the summer months, especially student athletes or those involved with band who have hectic schedules. They really should be focused on building up their community service, their leadership, and or even exploring job shadowing opportunities. I had a student a couple years ago that thought they wanted to go into the financial world, but on the construction side, and we were able to get him a job shadowing opportunity, and he said, that's not for me.
Okay.
So being able to explore different opportunities when they're young, but yet, building up, like I said, leadership and community service hours is great.
Now, back to the job shadowing part. So, if a person is in senior and junior year, of course, every school is going to be a little different. Who would they approach to express an interest in that?
And that's what I'm here for. That's one of the services that I offer,
Okay.
is, pairing them up. So let's say they're want to be a paramedic. Hey, let's see if we can get you some ride-alongs, even, police force. Or I know for my kids, when we were stationed in South Carolina, I happened to work at a hospital and they were both interested in going to the medical field. And so they were able to shadow in the lab there, and now my youngest one is at KU Med in a doctoral program. So all those things are very, very influential and lends itself to a child's success early on.
Well, absolutely. It sounds like a powerful technique. I just wasn't aware, I guess because I haven't had children in school for a long time, but I really wasn't aware that those were types of opportunities to look for. But I can see the advantage of doing it. Gives a person an opportunity to test a couple of things out to see if they like it, and then maybe pursue an education in that area and a job,
Exactly.
which is the
And
whole
just
point.
imagine, Terry, if you can show that on your resume,
Exactly.
when they're presenting themselves to a school, they're that much further ahead than their peers, you know.
Absolutely.
hmm
What are your thoughts about, and you mentioned it earlier, band participating in band and junior ROTC? Those aren't for everybody, but what are your thoughts about recommending to kids to get involved in one of those two? And what do you think they would learn by
Oh
doing that.
yeah. Yeah, I've been a band mom, a swim mom, like every type of mom. So except for JROTC, but however, I recommend the kids just learn so much. They learn about character, they learn about discipline, they learn about teamwork. There's no I in team, and they definitely learn that. It also shows the schools their diversity,
Mhm.
their character, as a whole, a holistic, what their interests are and what they may be. And so, yeah, I think those are awesome.
You think those things like that are things that would benefit them on a resume for whenever they get out of high school?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I agree with you. I noticed that, well, which Leslie said before, it's been a long time, but I did remember that participating in band and also in junior ROTC really did set people up for success. And also remember, this is along those lines of finding those extra things you could do rather than just be average, be a little bit above average. There's a lot of ways to do that. And I remember, and I've told Jack this before,
Mm,
I was a drill sergeant in the Army. And one of the first things we did whenever you get trainees coming in there is you look for the people that already have some leadership skills. And so you're asking two questions. Has there anyone here ever participated in marching band? And
mm,
has anyone ever participated in junior ROTC?
mhm,
Because you're looking for squad leaders, let's say. And those people already have, like you said, Juandalynn, they have the ability to work as a team. They already know that, even as a teenager.
mhm,
They also have leadership skills. They also have discipline, self-discipline. Those are, I think, the things, like you mentioned, are the things a person learns by being in those types of more challenging. Those are physically challenging opportunities. What else would you recommend? You're thinking about persons going into those 2 years of school. Some of the other things that you might suggest that they use to prepare themselves.
So a few other things, especially in the Hardin County area, I find a lot of kids are lacking, like I said, community service. So please reach out because, there's the Radcliffe Team Up to Clean Up. I've worked with Terry Owens, Council City Woman Terry
Mhm.
Owens. And then there's the Vine Grove Open Door. Like there's so many opportunities during the summer and people can use their services. And by your end of your sophomore year, you should have about, I think it's 20 hours per semester, that you should be leading up to be a competitive applicant. So all these things
Mhm.
that we're discussing is to make you a competitive applicant, whether you go to college and or if you're applying for a job, because you can
Mhm.
show even these skills. So if you don't want a college, that's not for you, right? And you just want to
Yeah.
go into the workforce, but you can still show the future employer, hey, I have these skills. I would be a good candidate because I'm disciplined. I
Mhm.
know how to speak to people, good customer service skills, all those things, and I care about the community I'm involved. So it can lend itself any number of ways, but
Right.
that's very good stuff.
So when they come to see you and you're going to try to help them get a scholarship started for them, then that's what you're looking for. You're looking for those extra things they did, which could make them more likely eligible for these things. And I think you emphasize this too, to document that service rather than
Absolutely.
just go do it. What's the
Mhm.
best way to document that service?
To ask wherever you're serving at, to get it could be an email, but just saying, hey, this person has spent X number of hours over the summer, or if it's just a one-time event, they spent 4 hours, at the dog shelter, walking dogs for us or things like that. So definitely don't leave without getting that,
Getting
giving
the
them your
documents.
information, yeah, and getting the documents. Yes. Yep.
And then you take those documents and that way you would use those in their application when you're helping them get a scholarship.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yep.
this is all very interesting stuff, and I'm glad somebody like you exists and getting the word out more about people like you that are out there. You already have the knowledge, the skill, the ability, and the resources to help these people that are in school to move on to the next level, whether like you said, whether it's to go to college, maybe it's to go in the military, maybe it's just to go into the
Mhm.
workforce. But either way, it's competitive. It's a competitive environment out there for everybody.
For
If you just
everybody.
want to, you just want to enter the workforce. A lot of other people are trying to do that as well.
Mhm.
Well, before we let you go, Juandalynn, why don't you tell us about a few things that you're working on, and you take the final word here and tell us what we need to know.
Yeah, so this year I'll be offering integrated ACT prep online services, something I haven't been able to do before, but it lends itself to me being able to work with the students across the country nationally. So um, uh, it's a very robust program. So as ACT and SAT prep, I'm excited about that. And as always, I'm partnering with local community leaders to once again offer opportunities to the students, whether it's job shadowing, community service, and or just mentoring just in general. So, my heart is with Hardin County, and we have some extraordinary students, and we just want to help them be as successful in whatever endeavor they want.
Well, that sounds good. Well, you've always been a good resource for folks here, and I think just coming on here today to explain a little bit more about the student is going to really help. We'll go ahead and embed your contact info in here. So if anybody who's listening needs help in this area, which virtually everybody does,
Everybody.
everybody's going to need some help. Things have gotten so competitive in the workforce and in getting into college. Virtually everything is more competitive than it used to be. The days where you could just graduate from high school and just get settled into a position that you're going to keep for the rest of your life, those days are long gone.
Long gone.
Person really has to be up to speed, and that's where you come in, helping them get on the right track. So Juandalynn, I want to thank you for coming on, and thank you for all your hard work. We miss seeing your face around here, but they're going to see your face on the Jack and Terry show. Next time you're in town, look us up and we'll stay in
Will do.
touch.
Will do. Thank you both. It was my pleasure to be on here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on. Jack, it was good seeing you, and we'll see you again in about a week. You're going to be in town in about a week.
Right.
We'll see you then.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juandalynn.
You're welcome. Thank you.